Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the new Porsche Taycan. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Porsche Salt Lake for giving me some time with this Taycan. This particular one is available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. If you have any questions or need any help, whether it's a new Porsche or a pre-owned Porsche, just make sure to ask for Matt Hendry. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. We're going to start things off by going over the EV specs. This puts out 590 horsepower. It has a 105 kilowatt hour battery pack and then 295 miles of electric driving range. And then it's the 4S, so all-wheel drive. Now at this point, I'll show the key fob because we got our lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the frunk and then the trunk. You guys probably guessed it, we're opening up the frunk. And just like a Porsche 911, we have front storage, or like competitors within the EV segment, so it's always a nice thing to have. And the shape of the hood here is identical to like a 911 or a Cayman. I mean, the lines are a little bit different, but it's very similar, which is a cool fact, I think. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, when it comes to the front end of the Taycan, you can see that it's raised there on either side. And then I think this is really cool with the light design in here. I'll give you guys a closer look. This new headlight design looks really sharp, very futuristic, if you ask me. Then, of course, Porsche badge, front and center. And it looks like the Taycan when it first came out, but just a little bit sleeker, I'd say. Now around the side here, our turning wheel setup is 245 by 45 by 20 in the front, and then 285 by 40 by 20 in the rear. So a little bit wider tires there in the back. And these new wheels are really cool looking. So you can see the little red Porsche brake caliper there. Not so little, it just looks little because the wheel's mostly closed off. It helps out with aerodynamic efficiency, but they did it in such a way that it still looks good. A lot of these aero wheels don't look all that good. I think they did a really good job with this car. And then a cool thing with the Taycans is the charging port situation. So you just slide your finger there and then it'll open up the charge port and then just slide again. And if we actually pop over to the other side, you can see we've got another charging port. This one does not do fast charging like the other side, but still it's nice that you can use both sides, and I like how it says electric. So here's our full side view with the new Taycan. Really sleek design, and I like that they still kept that little design detail right there. Makes it look a little bit more aggressive. And this leads us into the cargo area. We do have a charger that comes with this car, and quite a bit of storage space. Again, this is like a bigger size sedan is a way to look at it. Obviously electric, but like the beeping sound. They've cleaned up the light bar design. When I say cleaned it up, it just looks a little bit sleeker compared to before. Got Porsche there in the center. It's kind of hard to see with this harsh lighting today. And then Taycan 4S. But yeah, they did a really good job. Again, they did the Porsche thing where they just kind of do a slight tweak with the design, but they don't completely overhaul it. Now take a look at the door panel. You can see soft touch here, and then you got the stitching that goes across. And then I like the two-tone with the red. And the door handles, the actuation on them is very, very satisfying. And then you can see here with the seats, got the two-tone with the black and the red, kind of like bucket style here in the back. Now getting in, got to squeeze in a little bit. So the front seat is pushed back a bit for the memory function, but you can see you get a little bit more legroom, but it's still not like massive back here. You do get some vents here in the rear. You got access to that cool glass roof, which I think is fun. And then you can see down below with the cup holders and all of that. But I really do like these seats. They're very comfortable and cool looking. Now take a look at the front door panel. You can see soft touch here at the top and the darker trim down below. And then again, that same cool handle design. We do have memory seats. See what the mirrors got blind spot monitoring too, which looks a nice feature. All of our mirror adjustments and window controls. I like how it's backwards. Most manufacturers put the mirror adjustments at the top. Porsche putting it down below. And then here's the front seat. Again, you got that cool two-tone design all down the center. All of our adjustments on the side. Taycan 4S there. And then pretty fancy looking pedals down below. Now I'm just showing you guys the startup animation, but the car does automatically turn on once you step in the car, like a lot of other EVs, but you also have a physical button if you use that too. So I am not going to be doing very well with lighting in this interior area because of the sunroof. So just kind of mentioning that. Anyways, really nice steering wheel. You can see here, I'll kind of like zoom in with the trim. I think it's really nice looking. And then we've got our little drive mode select on the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. This is, again, normal Porsche design. You got all the stocks there on the back too, which is cool. And then just like the Cadillac Escalade, this is actually a touchscreen there on the side. Futuristic feeling. And then, yeah, massive screen here in the center, and this is where the drive modes will pop up. Like, yeah, you have a range mode. That's cool. More EVs should have something like, I know they have like eco mode, but just calling it range mode, I think it makes more sense. And look at this, it's a touchscreen on the other side too. So to like adjust the suspension stability control too. That's pretty cool. Then also to raise and lower the car, I like that. Now this has a 360 camera system, really good resolution. There's a million different angles you can see with the car. So parking this is, well, gonna be easy because of that. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time. Porsche's modern infotainment systems, I think they've done a really good job of just making them user-friendly overall. And the integration here into the dash, I think is also nice. Really nice trim here on the dash. Speaking of dash, got the heads-up display there at the very top. And then you can see more of that red trim down below. And then we do have a traditional glove box. When I say traditional, normal handle, which is important to mention because a lot of EVs will do like weird automatic opening glove boxes. We do have a secondary screen down below. This is for like the climate, so you do have heated and cooled seats, dual zone climate as well. And I like how you can leave in auto. And this is something that I notice a lot of luxury automakers will do. Auto, but then you can also change the fan speed, which is cool. Like the little Taycan right there. And then we've got the cup holders right next to each other, which is pretty cool. Now this center console setup is very interesting. The button is right there on the side. And not massive with the storage, but gets the job done. A nice trim here with it as well. And I kind of showed you guys earlier, but big glass roof. So beautifully laminated window sticker here with the Taycan. You can see got quite a few options on this particular one. There's your total MSRP, 149,000. Sorry about that, 149,065. I've had some people ask me about this little tab here. This is just for the maintenance stuff. You can purchase extra maintenance with Porsches, which makes sense because maintenance can be a little bit more expensive on a luxury car. The reason I'm mentioning this is some people think that Porsche Salt Lake charges over MSRP. They don't. They don't even do that on like GT3s, for example. So anyways, let's see how it drives. Taycan 4S. If you guys want me to review other packages on the Taycan, let me know. I think this is a solid. Oh, I'm just kind of looking. Yeah, I can probably get around there, but I'll just flip around here. I think this is a solid one to go for because of the all-wheel drive, and it's probably the, I don't know, but the bread and butter of the Taycan, right? All-wheel drive, and then it's not like a Turbo S where it's super expensive. It's kind of like middle of the line with pricing and everything. You know, similar to like with a 911, for example. I will say suspension's super solid. Just over that little thing. We'll see kind of driving along more. I feel like I'm in the future. I think that Porsche has done a really good, out of like the, you know, quote unquote legacy automakers, I think they've done one of the best jobs with an EV in terms of just making it feel like futuristic, if that makes sense. Looking futuristic, and then, you know, other driving characteristics with it as well. And by the way, just a word of advice. If you are in downtown Salt Lake, I just want to mention this. It's completely unrelated to the video. If you're in downtown Salt Lake and you see a pedestrian, stop. Don't stop like at the stop sign line a little bit before. Trust me, just do it. Got some crazy people down. I'm not saying that person was, but I'm just saying something I've learned. Don't stop right at the line because might not have the best time. Anyways, suspension's really comfortable. And you know the thing, you guys can kind of visually see this, but it's hard unless you're in the car. Just how everything feels in here. The finish is so tight, so just the steering wheel, sometimes with trim it can feel kind of loose on steering wheels. This, No, so then it gives you kind of a different experience. Like you can tell that it's a Porsche right off the bat as soon as you grab the steering wheel. So that's kind of another fun part. Pop into this sport mode. Ooh, the sound's got more dramatic. Sounds like a spaceship. So cool. Oh, ow. I need to go to the chiropractor. It's fast. 590 horsepower. You guys heard. Ooh. This is my first review of the day. I don't think I was ready for that. I do not think I was ready for that. That is just brutal. Oh. Yeah, it feels like 590 horsepower, and it sounds like I feel like I'm in a Star Trek movie, but it's a car. It's cool. This is a really cool car. Let's see what range mode feels. Oh, yeah, it's still fast. Okay, we're all done. I need my brain for the rest of the workday. It's a really cool car. It just drives well. I know it's an expensive car, but here's kind of my thought. Like, a lot of EVs still just aren't worth it. This one, however, with how it drives and looks, it's an experience. It really is an experience. And so from my perspective, it makes it feel like it's worth it. And that's kind of the old style, yeah. So again, you can see it's still a really good looking car. This just kind of sharpens things a bit. But either way, let me know what you guys think about the Taycan. Obviously, being a Porsche, like I said, bigger price tag, but overall, I think that this is the coolest EV car on the market. You know, there's obviously other types of EV. Like you guys saw that Hummer as we were driving in, you know, trucks and all that kind of stuff. But in terms of, like, that's why I said EV car. It drives so well, and now it's got good range. Again, the EPA I feel like is pretty, what's the word for it? Soft on Porsche, and I shouldn't say soft. I don't know. What I mean is I feel like this could probably get more than what the EPA rates it at. That's just been my experience with a lot of these legacy EVs, is they get more range than the EPA rating. So even if it gets at least 300 miles, like that's more than enough for most people with what they'd be using this car for. So let me know your thoughts on the new Taycan, but fresh face, and it drives amazingly well. Probably the best driving EV car out there.